Welcome to Prescribing Lifestyle, the podcast that's all about empowering you to live your healthiest, happiest life. I'm your host, Dr. Avi Charlton, and each week we'll dive into the latest research, practical tips, and inspiring stories to help you optimize your well-being. From nutrition and fitness to mental health and mindfulness, we'll explore every aspect of lifestyle medicine, giving you the tools you need to make informed decisions and take control of your health. Whether you're looking into preventing disease, managing chronic conditions, or simply elevate your quality of life, Prescribing Lifestyle is here to guide you on your journey to wellness. So, sit back, relax, and get ready to embark on this transformative adventure towards a healthier, happier you. Let's dive in. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Prescribing Lifestyle Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Charlton, Lifestyle GP. Today, we're going to talk about menopause. I'm going to call this episode of Prescribing Lifestyle Podcast as Let's Talk About Menopause. Some of you might know that I am turning 50 this year, and I'm so excited. I'm going to plan a party. I have no idea what I'm doing yet. But I am heading into menopause. It's often not talked about enough, and for many, many years, people have been quiet. It's a hush-hush topic. People don't want to talk about it. Women are embarrassed that they're going into menopause, and people think it's just hot flushes. People think it's just a transition. It's really not talked about. And I am embarrassed as a GP that I don't bring it up often enough. Women come to me and I haven't been prescribing enough hormones. I often turn them to some natural herbs. And I am quite embarrassed that I haven't learned enough about managing menopause. In the last few years, I've really encouraged people to talk about lifestyle, which I'm proud enough. But I just went to a weekend in Sydney with a conference called So Hot Right Now on the Saturday that's just gone on the 1st of March 2025. The organisers hosted an event in the Sydney Opera House with 2,500 participants. I would say, looking at them, 99% of them are women. They're all about my age. They're all perimenopausal, even postmenopausal. Women want to learn about menopause. Women want to be heard. We want to talk about it. So many participants have come and joined us to talk about menopause. The title was So Hot Right Now, which was amazing. And I have learned so much. It has been so amazing on learning how to talk about menopause and how it's been impacting women. This event was so amazing. They invited speakers include Dr. Marie-Claire Haver, Dr. Vonda Wright, Dr. Kelly Casperson, Michelle Bridges, and it's organised by Sydney menopause doctor, Dr. Carrie Cashel. And it was an amazing event, raising awareness of menopause. On the Sunday, there was a practitioners event at a hotel, and I attended that. That also raised more awareness on how safe hormones are and how we haven't really been prescribing hormones. Because of the Women's Health Initiative 20 years ago, a lot of GPs are fearful of prescribing hormones. The study involved so many women, big population of women, and have found there might be risks of increasing breast cancer, clots, and even heart disease, which is actually really wrong. I have learned that this study the participants are really older women, and they might be a bit more overweight, and some of them are smokers, and some of them use the hormones for a bit longer. So there's actually incorrect data coming out of the Women's Health Initiative back 20 years ago. And for 20 years, us as GPs haven't really looked into menopause and how to prescribe hormones, which is really wrong. So I am very, very motivated to learn more about how to prescribe hormones. I've started to prescribe more, and I'm going to be dedicating my career to raise awareness and learn more, keep learning, as I always do, and really listen to women on how they can cope, and maybe they can use hormones and certainly incorporate lifestyle into helping them thrive. They can improve their health span and certainly improve their lifespan, make them live longer, and not just living longer, but living healthier. So first of all, I want to talk about it's really important to raise awareness. Menopause doesn't mean suffering, and hormone therapy, HRT, or we now call it menopause hormone therapy, MHT, isn't necessarily dangerous. It's not just about hot flushes. Women have lots of symptoms related to menopause. They have mood swings, they have anxiety, they might suffer from brain fog, they might not sleep well because they might have hot flushes, and they might wake up in the middle of the night with anxiety. A lot of them have mental health concerns like depression, anxiety, and some women just never have had mental health problems. And when they go into menopause, the hormones all over the place, up and down with estrogen, that might cause them to have mental health concerns. So it's really important to be aware, and it might be hormones that might help them with these symptoms. I've actually had a friend and patient. She does her lifestyle perfectly. She eats very, very healthy with lots of protein, and she's done everything right in her nutrition. She strength trains. However, she's had so much problem with menopause symptoms, like she suffered from mood swings, brain fog, tiredness, hot flushes, dry vagina, and this really impacts on her life. So it's not just about lifestyle. A lot of people do lifestyle perfectly, but they're still suffering from problems with a deficiency in, could be estrogen, and could be progesterone, and even testosterone is a hormone that is going down when you go through this midlife menopause. So raising awareness is one thing. Continuing learning, unlearning that hormones is not safe, and relearning that what we need to discuss about menopause, about prescribing hormones, and talking about lifestyle. The conference taken me reconfirmed that nutrition is really important. However, it's not just about nutrition. There's people who do nutrition right, and they're still suffering from menopause hormone problems. But there's a lot of people who can improve on the nutrition. Protein is certainly important. Reducing sugar and refined carbohydrates is really important as well. I would add to that in reducing carbohydrates in general quite often can improve nutrition, and working on improving insulin resistance, which often comes about during the menopause period, because when you have your estrogen up and down or reduced, quite often the insulin resistance gets worse. So your body is less sensitive to insulin. So quite often women say, I haven't changed my eating. I still eat the same foods with standard Australian eating. They eat their spaghetti and bolognese, they eat their bread sandwich, and they eat the same food for breakfast, like cereal and oats. And then they just keep putting on weight, especially around the visceral area or the belly fat. what happens is when you go through menopause, insulin just doesn't work as well as it used to. So what you've been doing before that worked for you doesn't work anymore. Or some women want to lose weight, and what's worked for them when they cut down the calories, exercise more, when they worked before, it doesn't work anymore. So I encourage my women patients to increase their protein intake. Make sure they have healthy fat because we've been fearful of fat for so long. A lot of women don't eat the fat, or they cut out the fat in the meat, and they have really less oil or any fat in their pan. And really concentrate on avoiding especially sugar and processed foods. And if that doesn't work for you, then really reduce most of the carbohydrates, like even the whole grain, bread, cereal, oats, and root vegetables. Sometimes doing that can really improve your brain health. And if you can get into low carb, ketogenic, then sometimes having ketones can really improve your insulin resistance and improve your brain health that way. Mm-hmm. Exercise is really important. Dr. Vonda Wright, who is an orthopedic surgeon, has really honed in the importance of strength training. Women needs to lift heavy, and a lot of women don't understand that, and they go for walks. Walking is fantastic. However, it doesn't really build bones and muscles. So walking is fantastic, but if you can incorporate a couple of times a week of strength training exercise, it doesn't have to be long. It can be 15, 30 minutes, lifting heavy, 4 times 4 reps. If you can do some squats or deadlifts, or even lifting some water bottles above your shoulder. If you can do some jumping, all those exercises can improve your bone health and muscle health, building strength, make you stronger. Because as you grow older, quite often your muscle and bones will reduce and become weaker. And we really don't want to become frail, fall down, break our muscles, and losing muscles will become sarcopenia. Losing bones, we get osteopenia or osteoporosis. Then become frail. And if you fall, you break bones. So I really resonate with Dr. Vonda Wright's message on maximizing protein intake and incorporating strength training as a really important part of our life. So I also talk about stress management. Stress management quite often is really important in a women of perimenopausal age. Myself, I've got teens, I've got teenage kids who's got lots of sports, I've got to drive them around. I've got elderly parents and parent-in-laws that I've got to look after. I drive them around to medical appointments. They might be getting older themselves. I just had to take my mum to a cardiologist appointment yesterday and take time off from work. It does add to the stress, managing, looking after kids, older parents, as well as trying to work and build a business. So stress management is really important. How I work on my stress management is I exercise. That helps with managing stress. I incorporate breath work and mindfulness activities into my day. So it could be 10 minutes a day. I do it first thing in the morning. And going for walks and doing some mindfulness during walking is really important. And you might need a psychologist or a coach to practice stress management techniques. I know it's easier said than done, but learning how to manage your stress can really help to manage these menopause symptoms as well. So going to learn about prescribing hormones especially in the second day of the conference, the prescribers medical conference, that was really eye-opener that prescribing hormone therapy is really safe. There's estrogen that are now body identical, not the same estrogen as it was 20 years ago that was used in the Women's Health Initiative study. There's so many newer estrogen therapy. It doesn't have to be prescribed for perimenopause or postmenopause women. So because perimenopause symptoms can start as early as 10 years before your periods stop. So estrogen is really important in prescribing for women who needs it. Progesterone is also important, and a lot of women who stresses out a lot, especially the period, the week before the period. And if they're not sleeping well, if they're stressing out, progesterone therapy can be really beneficial to improve their symptoms. Testosterone therapy is also important, and I must admit I haven't been prescribing as often as I should, and I'm really motivated to learn more about prescribing testosterone. The medical indication is for low libido, and I've now learned that it's not just about libido, it's about brain health, it's about energy, it's about muscle health, it's about so much more other than libido. And we must put our fears towards breast cancer and blood clots away, and we can interpret the risks to our women patients appropriately and correctly, that we balance out the risk gains and benefits, and these risks may not be true of what we used to talk about from the Women's Health Initiative. There's other benefits of HRT or MHT, whatever you like to call it. It's not just about symptom relief. It's really indicated on building bone, improving bone health. There's also benefits on cardiovascular disease like heart attacks, strokes. It improves our risk for heart attacks, and it also improves our risk for dementia, brain health, and these are often not talked about. So there's no one size fits all. We really should personalize medicine in the women that comes in to the clinic. And I'm motivated and dedicated to provide this personalized healthcare. I'm going to be much more open to talk about hormones and menopause treatment. I'm going to continue to advocate about lifestyle. So lifestyle will be including nutrition, strength training, building muscle, building bones, encouraging women to optimize their sleep and circadian health, which might include sunlight exposure, being regular in their circadian rhythm, stress management, and I, of course, encourage meditation, mindfulness, breath work. And this is so important in improving the health span of women and not just making them live longer so they can be healthy, they can thrive, enjoy the next stage in their life, which is often when the kids grow up and you can pursue more in the hobbies. Maybe you can cut down hours in work. Maybe you can enjoy your lifestyle more and thrive, because as you enter this stage, your kids aren't small anymore. You might have built a career and you're reaping the benefits of the work that you've done. And then you might have more time to enjoy your life, maybe go traveling, maybe practice more on self-improvement. And if you can manage your symptoms, improve your health, optimize lifestyle, and through this, it'll really help with helping longevity and health span. So just to tell you my own story, I'm almost 50. My periods are all over the place, and I'm working on all these pillars to improve my lifestyle. I work on nutrition. I strength train 2 times a week. I go running 3 times a week. I go for a walk, and I'm pursuing regulating my circadian health. And I am really motivated to not just optimize my lifespan, but also doing whatever I can to improve my health. It's all part of a journey, and I'm always learning, not just for my own health, but also for my patients' health. I haven't really got any hot flushes or brain fog symptoms as yet. Hopefully, I don't get it. And hopefully, I can cruise through menopause peacefully and gracefully myself. I really like to travel more, as well as balance out looking after elderly patients and my teenage kids, and speak about it more to my patients. So let's talk about menopause. Come and speak to me if you like extra help, extra guidance on how I can help you to manage this part of your life. And we need to talk about menopause much, much more. And I'm motivated to keep learning. I'm going to try and invite some more health professionals to keep talking about menopause. Come and speak to me if you need extra help. I hope this episode of Prescribing Lifestyle is helpful for you. And as always, stay tuned. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Prescribing Lifestyle Podcast. Before we wrap up, I have an exciting news to share. I have a new ebook called Low Carb Made Easy. It's now available. This guide is perfect for anyone looking to dive into the low carb lifestyle. Inside, you'll find the basic theory behind low carb eating, a detailed food list, practical meal plan, and a variety of delicious recipes. It's designed to make a journey to better health easier, simpler, and enjoyable. For those who prefer a hard copy, head over to my website and register your interest using the link provided. My website is www.mlcclinic.com.au. Head to online store. Remember, the information shared in this podcast, it's for educational purposes only and not proper medical advice. Always consult your medical professional before making any changes to your lifestyle and diet, or you can come and see me in Melbourne Low Carb Clinic. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and stay connected with us on social media. Your feedback will help us improve and reach more listeners. Lastly, if you found this episode helpful, please share it with your friends and family. Together, we can make a positive impact to our health and our communities. Thanks again for listening, and as always, stay healthy and happy. Until next time.